Hi, I'm Susan Patang. Welcome back to The Quiet Zone. Today's video lesson is 3 ways to deal with being bad. And what I mean by that is that sometimes society gives us messages that emotions are bad. We're taught from childhood that it's not nice or it's bad to cry or to have a temper tantrum or to be angry. Um, and this is because our parents want us to behave in a certain way when we're not home. And also, they don't want to have to deal with it about what's bothering us, right? So we now think that we're not allowed to be angry or frustrated or disappointed or irritated or afraid or other emotions that might be considered bad. But it's unreasonable and it's illogical to think that we should be happy, happy, joy, joy all the time, right? It's a fact of life that we have to behave in certain ways in public, and our parents taught us that, from a very early age, and necessarily so, right? We learn that early. But it's also a fact that human beings experience emotions, lots of them. So when we're stressed out and we're angry and we're irritated and we're frustrated and we're fearful, we don't always have time to stop and process what's happening and why we feel that way. This can cause us some stress. We're in the middle of being in public, okay, and living our lives and doing the things that need to be doing. So we need a way to manage what's happening to us so that our behavior is acceptable to the world around us. So we'll discuss how to process emotions after the fact when you're not in public anymore in another video. Um, I'll show you how to pick them apart and figure out why we're feeling the way that we're feeling in the first place. But right now we're going to talk about some ways to manage what's happening without causing yourself more stress in the moment. Okay. So the first thing is, and you can do these things on the fly once you practice doing them, identify and label. Okay. So when we're doing this, we're taking this big hunk and possibly overwhelming emotion and shrinking it down just because we've defined it. So instead of I'm pissed off, it's okay, I'm angry because this happened. Okay. You shrink it down, you label it, you identify it. It's almost like calling out the gorilla in the room. All right. The second thing that you can do is strap these emotions into the back seat. So, what do you do when you have unruly children in the car and you're driving and there's traffic? Okay, you strap them in the back seat, you tell them to be quiet, and you deal with them when you get home. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with our emotions. You don't want to push them down or throw them out of the car. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to say, look, you guys are coming along with me for the ride. Yes, you're angry, you're irritated, you're afraid, you're whatever you are that you've labeled, okay? But you need to get strapped into the back seat so I can drive. You can come along, but I'm driving, I'm in control. Imagine this in your mind. Tell your emotions that you can come with me and I can feel you and I can know you're there, but I'm in control and I'm driving. Okay. Let them ride along. And like I said, well, in another video, we'll talk about what happens when you get home. Okay. But in your brain, strap them into the back seat and say, you're coming along, but I'm driving. Okay. The third thing that you can do is congratulate yourself for being a human being. Okay. We all experience lots of emotion. So tell yourself it's normal. I'm allowed to have emotions. I'm allowed to be disappointed. I'm allowed to feel this way. Um, it's not the emotions that are the problem. It's what you do with them and how you process them. So tell yourself this is what it's like to be angry, to be irritated, to be afraid, to be disappointed, to be sad, to be disturbed. Okay. It's okay to feel those emotions. Okay. It's when they take over and they drive when it becomes a problem. So congratulate yourself for being a human being and say, okay, well, this is what it's like. In my mindfulness video, we're going to talk a little bit about how to stay in the moment. And this is part of it, is to experience the moment for what it is, accept it for what it is. So accept the fact, yeah, I'm angry. I'm disturbed. I'm disappointed. It's what you do about it that is or is not a problem. So if the emotion lasts longer than a few minutes, and you tend to overreact, that means there's something else going on. Okay. So of course it's normal if somebody cuts you off in traffic to be annoyed. Okay. But if you fume and you fuss and you get excited and you get angry and you think about this for hours and you pull up next to the guy and you're throwing him a one-fingered salute, this is an extreme response to that irritation. Why? There's something else going on. Okay. And we're going to talk about that in another video, about how to take those emotions and process them. Okay. But in the moment, stay calm. Um, Strap the emotions into the back seat. We will deal with you later. It's okay. You can be there, but I'm driving. And say, you know what? This is what it's like. This is what it's like to feel whatever. And it's also really helpful to have some solid conflict resolution skills. That way you feel confident in your interactions with others, and it helps alleviate stress in your daily life, moment by moment, doesn't it? If you feel confident that if things come up, you'll know how to handle it, because we're always problem solving, because that's what managing conflict really is problem solving. Okay. And this happens to us constantly as human beings. This is what it's like to be a human being, right? So I can help you with that. One way to get some killer conflict resolution skills is to take my How to Handle Conflict Without Stress and Anxiety super lesson power session. After one session, you will be able to solve problems with your partner or your spouse constructively. You'll be able to handle your boss and your coworkers without getting angry. You'll also be able to be around your mother-in-law without needing wine and chocolate. So you get a video lesson, you get written materials with real exercises that you can use right away, and a one-on-one coaching session with me, so I can help you apply those skills and those exercises to what is going on in your life right now. All of this for only $97. So please go to www.thequietzonecoaching.com. To grab your session before all the slots are gone, because there are only so many openings for the super lesson power session. So I look forward to speaking with you then. Talk to you soon.